Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome. My name's Randy. I love everything crochet, and if you love everything crochet, you should definitely subscribe, as well as follow my Instagram and stay tuned. I have a ton of crochet projects coming to you very soon, including this one today. So I've made this in the past. This is one of my favorite things I've ever made. I made this one weighted. He is like staying forever in this house. I love him so much. It's just a generic slug. I have the tutorial for this. You can definitely go like back pretty far in my videos. It's out there. I love it. I highly recommend. I think this is like a unique piece. Make it weighted. It is just like cuddly, very comforting, different. You want a piece that stands out but is easy. Slug. But you don't just have to make a regular slug. You can also make fruit slugs like this strawberry one. Now this one is a little more subtle. I should have made the leaves bigger, so definitely recommend when watching this, make the leaves a little bigger. But yes, today we're making a strawberry slug. It's very cute, still very cuddly. This one is not weighted, but I highly recommend if you want to make these for markets, if you make them weighted, I think they'll really stand out. But yes, he almost looks more like a chili pepper with his shape. That would be very cute. I actually have red fluffy yarn I don't know what to do with, so maybe I should make a chili pepper one. But yeah, this is what we're making today. There's so many ways to customize this, and I would definitely say this is on the beginner side. If you have never made anything with crochet, my videos typically aren't for you because I kind of just like abbreviate a lot of things. I tell you what like stitches to do, but don't really explain the stitches super in depth. So if you're a beginner and you have like a decent grasp on like single crochet, starting chain, magic ring, all those kind of things, then you should be pretty good to go. If this is like your very first thing you're making, my tutorial might be a little difficult, but other than that, I would say it's relatively beginner friendly. Slugs are definitely a beginner friendly project. But yeah, before I say much more, everything I use for this project is listed down below, as always, as well as my Instagram is linked. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I am using Little Bunny yarn in Cotton Candy. I have several skeins of this. I don't know how I acquired like 4 unused skeins of this yarn, but I have it. So I figured what's a better way to use it than to make one of my favorite things to make. That is my cat clawing his cat tree. Don't mind him. Then to make a strawberry slug. I love making the slugs. I think they're very underutilized. I think they're so cute and unique. So we are going to start. I'm using a 5mm hook with this yarn as well. And you'll need a stitch marker. So we are doing our magic ring, or if you're like me, so we do chain 4, go into the first loop here, pull through, then we have our little ring here, and then we're going to put our stitches into the center. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, the yarn is fighting me today. 5, then 6 single crochet stitches into the center loop here. I typically don't call that the first round. I'll typically call this my first round. For my first round, I'm going to put 2 stitches in every stitch, which means I go into the first stitch, put my loop in there, then go into the same stitch, putting 2 stitches into one. Same with the next one, go into that the second stitch, then go back into that one, putting another single crochet stitch. We will have 12 stitches altogether if you do this, If you are a stitch counter, I do not traditionally count my stitches unless I have to make 2 pieces to put together, then I count my stitches, but other than that I don't. So put 2 stitches in every stitch. I'll use that term throughout when we're expanding. The next round, we're going to remove our stitch marker, and once again we're going to put 2 stitches into the first. Then we're going to mark that, and then put the second stitch in there. Then we're going to do a single crochet stitch, so you just go into the next stitch 1 time, then do 2 single crochet stitches into the next, then a regular single crochet, and we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around. The next round, go into the first stitch, and then we'll go back into that first stitch, putting 2 stitches into that. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches, 1, then into the next one for another single crochet stitch, then 2 stitches into the next, then 2 single crochet stitches, and we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around to the start. And if you are a counter of stitches, you just add 6 stitches to your previous number, so that should be accurate. So it goes 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, so on and so forth. Next round, 2 stitches in first, then 1, 2, 3 single stitches, then 2 stitches into the next, then 1, 2, 3 single. Repeat that pattern all the way around. Next round, 2 stitches into the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 1, 2, 3, 4 single, repeating all the way around. After the last round, we're now just going to put a single stitch in every stitch. So we are done expanding. We're now going to make the body of the slug. So just a single stitch in every stitch, repeating all the way around. I will see how many rounds I do, and then I'll come back and let you know how many rounds of a single stitch in every stitch to do. I did 25 rounds of staying the same. I definitely think I could continue to make the body longer, but we're just gonna make like a short, chunky slug today. I think if I would have gone like another like maybe 10, it would be appropriate size, but we're gonna call it a day at 25. If you are using bigger yarn than this, it will obviously, you'll either want to do less, or maybe you'll want to do 25 and just have a longer slug. So we're going to start reducing, which will be the opposite of increasing. Pull through our first one, then pull a loop through the second stitch, so we have 3 loops on all together, and then pull all the way through, creating 1 single stitch. We'll be reducing 2 stitches down into 1 using that technique, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we'll reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 5 single, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 5 single, repeating all the way around. The next round, reduce 2 stitches into 1, so go through the first loop and the second loop, pulling through to create 1 stitch, and then 4 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 4 single, repeating all the way around. Next round, just a single stitch in every stitch. I don't want to flatten it out too quickly, I do want to add a curve. So just a single stitch in every stitch all the way around. Reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 1, 2, 3 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 3 single, repeating all the way around. Next round, a single stitch in every stitch all the way around. For the next round, reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 1, 2 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 1, 2 single, repeating all the way around. And the next round, we'll wait because I'm going to stuff it. But after I stuff it, I'm going to reduce 2 stitches into 1, then a single stitch, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then a single stitch, repeating all the way around. I want to stuff it while I can still get my hand in there to make sure I evenly distribute the stuffing. This will be our last round. Reduce 2 stitches into 1. Gonna still mark it because when I also like seal up the end, I like to know where I started. And we're just gonna go all the way around, reducing 2 stitches into 1, reducing 2 stitches into one, all the way around. Then we'll take our yarn needle and basically weave in and out of every stitch here. Like I said, I like to leave my stitch marker so I can kind of know where I started, get it untangled out of all the stuffing here. Then I'm going to seal it, and because this yarn pulls a little bit, I'm going to kind of like weave back and forth to make sure we don't have any loose openings like that. You just kind of go follow your heart on this part, and then you'll want to tie it off and seal it up. He looks a little suspicious, so we do want to make his little tentacles, which, in case you didn't know or were wondering, the little antenna-like things on a slug are actually called tentacles. Isn't that fun? So you want a little bit of a tail on the end because you will use that to stitch it to his head. And then we're going to do a starting chain of 8. This one is these are a little long in my opinion. I probably would have done more like 6 like this, but I committed to the 8. So we're doing 8, and then you'll do 4 rows of single crochet with only 7 stitches. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I don't love using fluffy yarn to do flat crochet like this. Sometimes it's a little more difficult than doing like magic ring. So you'll do 4 rows of that, and then you'll end up with something like this. You want to leave a longer tail because we are going, not this long, I always end up giving myself way too long of a tail, but we are going to basically weave it hot dog style for anyone who remembered learning that in school. So here was your starting chain, here was what you ended with. You want to fold them together and weave through the top stitches back and forth. This is why I like to do even numbers, because you can easily do this. Weave back and forth here till you get to the end, and you do want to pull it on the tighter side because you want it to kind of have a curve. And we're going to tie it off. I sometimes take the extra yarn and tuck it into the opening, but I don't think I gave myself one this time. And then we're going to just tie it wherever you feel like fits. Kind of gonna go like here-ish. That feels right. I crochet with my heart quite a lot. I just kind of go with what feels right. And I just crochet, I sew the crochet pieces together. And then I'm gonna go back to just extra secure it since this is a smaller piece. Gonna get it back and secure all the way to the top here. And then we can also then tie it off again easily, and then pull the yarn in to hide it. And now I just need to finish the other one and add it, and then we'll add the little bit of green to make it look a little bit more like a strawberry. I have proudly woven in my ends. I normally don't do that. Very bad about it, but you know, when they stick out like that, I typically do. Now we are going to turn this adorable baby pink slug into a strawberry slug. So I'm gonna kind of like go here-ish, and I am gonna embroider this on. I am new to the whole embroidery thing, So if you are also new to embroidery, hi, we're going to learn together. I'm first going to leave strand out, and I want to do this like kind of smaller, a little more subtle. So we're going to kind of go and make our shape of our leaves here. I'm going to kind of do like an X, so to speak. And then we're going to follow our heart and crochet some leaves going. I'm going to stick one leaf at a time now. Start out and then just gradually add depth to the leaves here. I do think I made them a little small. That's okay, you know. We live and we learn. I haven't done this before, so we learn and we learn. But keep going back into the same section, and then we want to kind of go off to the side a little bit because you also don't want to poke a big hole, even though a stem will be covering that. But this will kind of make it have some shape, and then we're gonna go do another one because each leaf is a little different. So that one, we just kept going into the same spots and adding some width and texture. Not really texture, I guess more like width to it. And I definitely grabbed way too much yarn, which is story of my life, but that's okay. And then we're gonna go back through here. I want every leaf to be like different shapes and sizes. So that one we're only gonna go through the 3 times. This one I think we're gonna make a little wider and shorter, and then the other side we're gonna make a little longer. So just go through, use the same loops, use the technique where you kind of guide the yarn to where you want it to lay. You can also go shorter and then through to get kind of like a wider leaf here, and then we're gonna go to the other side and give it like a slightly longer leaf than the rest. Like I said, I want this to be a little bit more on the subtle side. And so yeah, we got like a subtle little leaf thing. I think I do want to add a little bit more to that side as well as this side. So I'm going to add a shorter one, and then we're going to go through to this one and add a little bit more to it, and then we're going to go back out the way we started and tie off our yarn. And then we also have extra yarn here. So yes, there we go. And we will keep this because I probably will weave it in with the stem here. But yes, there's kind of like our, look how small. And now we need to add the stem. I'm gonna try and use this yarn I have extra of. Basically, we just want to do a starting chain of 6. We'll do a starting chain of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll do a single crochet row of 5, so 2, and so find the stitch. Hello, okay, there we go. 3, 4, and 5, and then we're gonna flip our work and just do one more row of 5, single crochet, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're gonna pull our yarn through, and similarly to the tentacles, Going to use our extra yarn, weave it through to create a stem. So we're gonna once again fold hot dog style. This actually might be too tall. That's okay. Because I guess I do want it to like stand out a little bit since I did do a more subtle leaves. Kind of want it to stick out here. So. Like so, weave back and forth. And then tie it off. Whoop. And then we have our little stem that will attach in the center here. And once you attach it, you have your little strawberry slug. Honestly, this would be really cute to add like beads throughout while you crochet it. You could add little white spots, but you know what? He's done. That's it. That's all she wrote. You know, typically you don't keep the leaves on there. I would probably make them a little bit bigger if I were to do it again. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty dang cute. So yes, if you enjoyed this video, you should definitely subscribe, follow my Instagram, and come back for more because I have plenty more videos coming to you guys very soon. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!